Okay, people, I'm outside. Do you hear this noise? I listen to this every day. Beep, 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 all day long, even on a freaking Saturday. Anyway, I'm outside on the side of the house here, and I'm just going to tidy up this vinyl. Right? It's falling over, right? And just up in this area over here. You know, I've got lots to do. So I'm going to actually be outside more than likely for the next couple of days. This is just something I have to do, people. Right? And, you know, because I'm doing this, I can't do other things. Right? If I don't do this, people hold it against me. Now, initially I brought it home because of the little house, right? But, you know, I haven't been able to find a home for it yet. I'm sure if I was to give it away for free, you know, I'd have people banging on the door, right? But, I don't know. I still may use some of it next year in the garage. And maybe along that one wall that could benefit from it, right? My landlady, why do you bring that stuff home? I said, well, okay, this stuff, maybe I admit I made a mistake, but you don't know, people, until you try things. In terms of, it was donated to me, to the foundation, try and, you know, generate a little bit of money, I suppose you could say, for what it costed in terms of labor and what I paid out people to take it down, and then me having to drag it pretty much by myself. I mean, there was a few people that helped one day to bring some, but at the end of the day, it was me that was dragging big bales across the street into the yard, and then I washed it. You know, I put it online. Nobody, you know, they just, you know, they wanted the whole lot for like $20, and I'm like, go away, right? You know, like, that's kind of pathetic when you've already paid out like $300 just to get it off the freaking walls in terms of the siding of the house, right? And when I, you know, you don't know, right, until you try things. And I'm not done with it yet. It's just, I don't know, I'll see what I can use next spring if I haven't used it over the winter, which I probably won't. And then I'll put it back online and try and, you know, whether I give it away or whatever. You know, if I had more time, people, I would use it on other things around the yard, but I'm one person, I can only do so much. And so anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. There's things I want to talk about, but I just can't focus on that right now because I have to focus on this stuff. So hold on. See? It slipped for whatever reason. So I have to push it back and recover it. And then these are windows in here, right? That one's a really nice window in there, people. Hold on. Okay. So basically I'm just cutting grass right now. Alright. Thinking. Thing is, people, if I don't do this, people use this yard against me because they want, there's people that want this house, property developers want this house, investors want this house, in terms of the people that are buying all those houses on 132A, right? And keeping them empty. Like, there are houses 1 block over from me, people, which is illegal to do, but they're empty. I've discovered that. Not all of them, just some of them, people. And because what they are is they're bought by foreign investors, many of them Chinese. The house that is empty is owned by Chinese. And what they do is they sell it over and over again. I've already mentioned it in my previous videos. 2-3 times a year with the same realtor over and over again. And that's what increases all the property values around here. And because they're buying 6, 7, 8 houses at one time and selling them at one time over and over again, it's stupid. So those people that are doing that, they want this property. And then there's other people that, like this guy next door that owns this house, his buddy wants this property. The guy over there across the next house over there with the pear tree, half the pear tree, he cut half the pear tree. He's wanted this house ever since he bought that house over there. None of that's changed. None of that's changed, people. They don't care where we go once we're out. They don't give a fucking shit. They don't care how it ruins lives, destroys families, because it's just, they don't care, right? So I have to do this, because if I don't do this, at some point, somebody's going to use it against me. And that shit that I went through after Uncle John was gone, medically kidnapped, taken away, that shit will start up again. And I'll be outside for 5 months, every day, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, like the good old days. So anyway, I still may use this vinyl yet on certain parts of this house, because honestly, it's godsend. It's just I don't have the proper cutting tools for it, and I'd have to, just jimmy it in where it would look nice, people, right? And I need time, though. I need time too, because I'm doing this by myself, right? So anyway, I have to do this. That's just all I'm saying, right? Before winter really sets in, because it's hard on me when I'm outside working when it's really, really cold. So right now I'm just clearing out the tall grass, restacking this. I took the soffits down that way, so between tomorrow and the next day, I'm going to wash them. And because Tisha's going to watch Amari for me, I'm going to try and get back up into the garage and put them up there, because for what I've done out in the garage, up in the rafters, I like it. I like it. So I need to finish it before winter, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, just pull out all this grass. So before I turn off the camera, as you know, we've got some American people stepping up to the plate here, right, for Shamay, and what happened to Shamay. And, I am full of gratitude. I'm full of gratitude for the people that have, been hanging in there with me for the longest while. You know who you are, right? I'm grateful. I'm full of gratitude for the person, Truth for Reality, who just did a video on Shamay, right? And it was a really good video, so I'll put it in the description box with this video if you haven't come across it by now, right? And people are subscribing to my channel, and I just want to say that I'm full of gratitude for the moral support, for the ones that are watching. I don't really know how to respond to that, people, because I'm so used to being shadow banned and beat up and called down and put down and threatened and just fucking the whole 9 yards, right? That when good things come my way, sometimes I just don't really quite know how to react to it. So I don't want people to think that I'm not grateful for them subscribing to my channel in terms of moral support for Shamay, because that's basically what it's about, right? I mean, yeah, some people may be interested in food canning. Yeah, maybe some people might be interested in the yard. But for the most part, these people that are subscribing right now, they're coming in for moral support for Shamay. And I don't know really quite what to say other than thank you for the moral support, and that I and my family are full of gratitude for that moral support. I feel like I'm letting you down even before I've started in terms of the new members signing on, because I don't know what you expect to see on my channel, because I do a lot of this stuff, people, right? To show, just to give people the encouragement to try new things. Don't be afraid to do things. Once you make a commitment, follow through. Obviously the housing market, when I talk about that and the corruption and that's informational. My channel, it bounces around between a lot of different things. 1 minute I'm food canning, and next minute, I'm ragging on about Uncle John. So, it's a hit and miss with what you're going to get with me. And so, I hope I don't disappoint you, right? In terms of, I just hope I don't disappoint you, because I guess you can say I've been told I'm not your standard YouTube channel. Right? So, what I can say, though, is I'm very grateful for the moral support. Now, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, let me tell you this. I will not be monetizing my channel. Not that I could anyway, because I swear quite often, really. But keep in mind, people who swear tend to be very intelligent, because we're thinking fast, right? Okay? But even if I didn't swear, people, I wouldn't monetize this channel. I've had people ask me, why don't you monetize your channel? Because I don't, I didn't do this for me, people. I did the channel for the non-profit. I just so happen to tell the history of the non-profit. And Shamay is the history of the non-profit. And it's really unfortunate that people are coming in on such a sad story in regards to Shamay. But at the end of the day, you're still supporting the non-profit. And because of that, I don't want to monetize with or without swearing. I just wouldn't, people. I just wouldn't. So, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, just be aware I won't be monetizing. However, and I've already approached a few people on this. I'm always finding my beautiful black walnuts. Hey, do you see? Here's that heart, people. That, I want to work on program development and bring in some fundraising initiatives through this YouTube channel and partners. How we do it, I haven't quite figured it out yet. Right? But as things progress, if we get into any kind of anything, it would be where I would partner up with other channels through this channel where they can fundraise under the, umbrella of New Nations Unity, and that money that's being fundraised in regards to the foundation itself would stay in the areas from where those people are helping me. So in other words, if there was somebody in, we'll just say Kansas, or New Hampshire, I'd have to get in touch with all my states, but somebody out in those states, those territories, wanted to help me with the foundation in terms of fundraising for the community, those funds that would be collected in and around about that state would stay in the state, people, and it would help the people in that state. Okay, that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. So as the numbers are coming in to my channel, if I ever ask you to support the channel, you know how people do that? It would be through a list of other channels that are helping me to promote what I just said for their own individual states. And because of that, I, one, would never monetize New Nations Unity to collect funds for here, because that's not what it's about in terms of British Columbia, Canada. Right? That's not to say that British Columbia, Canada couldn't have its own pot, because it does. It just means that I wouldn't take money from an American that needed that money in their community just so I could do something with it out here without giving you the option to help your own in your own community. We haven't gotten there yet, people, okay? But we're getting close to that glass ceiling, right? And once we get past the go mark, it will be fine. It will be fine. So for now, I just want to say thank you. I know I'm in a bunch of rocks. Always with rocks. You notice that? Rafters and rocks. I do want to say thank you to the people that are showing my family moral support in regards to what happened to Shamay. As you learn more, you'll realize that it's not just Shamay that was targeted, people. I mean, more than half my family was targeted. So we're not going to forget about Uncle John. You know, we're not going to forget about what happened to Sierra. We're not going to forget about what happened to Andre unnecessarily. It should never have happened to him. And we're sure in a heck not going to forget about what happened to Amari, right? So, just as you're supporting Shamay, you're supporting them as well. But you're also supporting a something bigger than all of us, people. Trust me, something bigger than all of us, okay? We're not going to see it for a while yet. People have to grow into it. They have to feel comfortable. They have to be able to trust the process, right? They have to gain the skills and the knowledge and some of them have to be risk takers, right? And you know, it's coming together. So this is just the beginning, and I just want to say thank you for the moral support that you're providing to my family, and for sticking up for Auntie Shamay, right? Because by sticking up for Auntie Shamay, you're sticking up for Uncle John, right? You're sticking up for Amari. And by sticking up for them, you're sticking up for all the other people that are struggling with similar issues that don't have a voice to talk about it, okay? Right? There's no way for them to tell the history, because history has a way of disappearing and being rewritten. Only we are not rewriting it. We are writing it, people. We are writing it. So for all the new members coming in, you know, again, you have my deepest gratitude, and you're helping to write history. Just remember that. You are the creator to write history. So yeah, you know, I'm still working out here, people. And I'm thinking about our new board, well, he's not a new board director, but I'm thinking about the board director that's growing into becoming a president. If the numbers keep growing like they're growing right now, I mean, there's going to come a day when I'm going to say to him, hey, have you heard the news? He'll go, what's the news? And I'll say, we've got 5,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel now. Be like, yeah, you know, because again, he's a mover and a shaker, people. That man can make a difference in terms of numbers, real numbers, when it comes to moolah, right? He's a businessman, and he knows people, and he speaks 4 different languages, and people respect him. So, just like I say, you know, you're adding on to something bigger for everyone that signs on for the right reasons. It's just leading towards that I don't know. Something. You know what I mean? Hopefully we'll get justice for Shamay and for others that are not receiving justice, people, because it's not just about Shamay. Like I said, there's Uncle John. You know, that's a big one, right? Uncle John didn't deserve what happened to him. You know, I mean, Andre, well, what does that boil down to? Let old Ang's eyes lay, right? You know, you can't go back on that one. That one's pretty much signed, sealed, and a done deal. I mean, doesn't mean that it didn't happen and there weren't ramifications around it. It just means it's not up on the front burner, right? It's just a reminder to that history. So, because I don't really know what to think. I'm so used to being shadow banned, censored, you know, all those other things that, you know, I don't want to let people down. I don't know what you want from me in terms of a YouTuber. So, the people that I'm talking to right now that are helping, I just tell them, you do you, and I'll do me. And together we'll get through it. And that applies to the people that are signing on and becoming members to this channel. And just so you know, there is some background activity in there that is a much bigger mover and shaker than I'll ever be. So, down the line, you'll be supporting that and that person, right? So it's more than just Shamay, right? And then maybe by that time, you know, we can work on helping communities, one community at a time. Anyway, people, can't really see me here. Here, maybe I can put it right here. I asked a man to marry me today. I did. Tisha's dad. I figure when he's 80, that's when he'll say yes. He keeps coming around sniffing. But I told him, you have to marry me if you want it. Oh, but you know, I got my own little place. Everything's all kosher, and you know, I got my routine, and I'm like, I don't. As if I got room for a man in my life. T-shirt pipes up. Yeah, and you got 3 kids. Well, 2. Right? Anyway, it's getting dark. I didn't accomplish as much as I wanted to. I was too busy making proposals. No, it's hard work, people. I did something to my wrists, especially this one. I woke up this morning with it, people. Like, my wrists in here, they don't get sore. I don't know what the hell. And the palm of my hand, right up in here, I don't know what happened. I wasn't doing anything really strenuous yesterday. Anyway, regardless, I've been outside working for quite a few hours. Now it's getting dark. I'll show you what I've done. It looks better. I'm just getting winterizing, right? Trying to tell myself that, you know, life could be worse than this, okay? You know, there's worse things in life to be doing than to be mucking around in a muddy yard. All right? Making dirt. I'm filling up that compost I just emptied out. It's already half full. But once things settle, it will quickly drop. Within a month, it will quickly drop. I can fill it right packed full, and within a month, it will drop down to half. So anyway, I got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to work outside or whatever with my sore hand. Mostly this one. This one too. I don't know what the heck I did. So anyway, I'm going to end it on this. Right, this is what I did outside. I have to, people. If I don't,
it becomes a heat score because too many people want this house. And we live in a throwaway society, and my family is one of those ones that are getting thrown out, at least in this community, right? But I'm very grateful, and I have a lot of gratitude for the people that are signing on, becoming members to New Nations Unity in support of Shamay and her family, including Uncle John. Because Uncle John is part of Shamay's family, people. The elderly are at risk just as much as the young people are at risk, okay? The young people are at risk to have their organs illegally or legally with puppies and kittens harvested, right? But it's the elderly, that baby boom generation that has the most assets because they came up in the 1930s and 1940s, right? When the economy was good and a man could support his family under that nucleus family, right? That's all changed. So the vulnerable people, the older people, right? They're very, very, very vulnerable. So keep that in mind as you remain a member to this channel, okay? You're not only supporting the young people that are being preyed upon, but you're supporting the elderly that are being preyed upon. And this is why this man growing into becoming a president is so important. Because we have a lot of elderly people out in British Columbia, Canada, and not all of them are buying organs illegally, people, okay? All right? There's a lot of them that are at risk, and there needs to be legislation written around giving them better protections in terms of if there's a suspicious activity going on within the healthcare facility, regardless of what that facility is, lawyers should be stepping in and taking care of the business. And then if that would have happened for Uncle John, he'd still be alive, people. His life wouldn't have been cut short. I don't know how we're going to stop this illegal organ harvesting bullshit crap going on, attacking, 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds right up until they're 30. As we blame each and every individual that's dying from fentanyl or being murdered, regardless of whether fentanyl is being used or not, it's the victim's fault. So you signed on, when you became a new member to this channel, you signed on to a much bigger agenda here, people. It's bigger than all of us, okay? But it's all of us that are going to take us there. And then it's going to be our new president that's going to break that glass ceiling and jump the sound barrier. And he's going to lead us into a different direction so that we can start building onto programs, okay? I talk about the issues that need to be built on. He will be the one that will actually bring in different foundations to start building in programs to offset what's wrong with our society. Because they're at risk. It doesn't have to be, baby boomers that are connected to some government superannuation life insurance policy. My biggest fear for the Punjabi community, right, in terms of the wealth that they have out where I live, and just knowing what I know now, and I'm going to end it on this note. And, I say Punjabi because I live in a more than 50% Punjabi community, right? And there's a lot of wealth centered around this ethnic culture, right? And just what they did with Shamay, do you know how easy it would be to have just, a Punjabi elderly member that has assets, a lot of money, right? And with the Punjabi community, it's different. They kind of know where things are going before things get there. But even still, there is a lot of corruption. There is not race-specific people. Everybody's at risk in this province to one degree or another. But if instead of an Uncle John, it was, a Punjabi man that was an Uncle John, right? That had lots and lots of assets. And before they pulled the plug on him, right? Because he got, sudden something happened, and now he's in the hospital. And before they shut off the plug, even though maybe he's dead, right? they want to switch over his life insurance policies or his assets to somewhere else because they want to steal his money, just like they wanted to steal Uncle John's money, right? And hooking up dead bodies to machines so 9 days can go by, so somebody could come along and make a testament saying, yeah, this person signed over, all these assets to over here, and then that family, that Punjabi family, is like with their mouths dropping saying, what the hell, Dad didn't do that, Grandpa didn't do that, my brother wouldn't have done that, right? But it's happening, people. It's happening. Just like Shamay is showing the way, Uncle John is showing the way, okay? So I give you gratitude on behalf of my whole family, okay? You guys do you, and I'm going to do me, and we're going to get through it together. How about that? Okay, this is what I did today. Does it look a little better? I don't know. Can you really see? Can't really see. I've always wanted to lay down bricks in here because it gets really, really muddy. So actually, I might attempt to... I have a few of them over there. I don't know. My wrist is sore. But anyway, I'm out in here clearing out this. I'm going to see if I can build a little... what is it called? I want to say easel, but it's not an easel. Just like a little hanging something, and push these grapes up, so that next year when they come, I'll have lots of them, right? Because in this area right here, I get a lot of little grapes grown, and I really like those grapes. So I need to build up an arch or something. So I'm going to work on this part in here, this part in here. I don't know about this stuff, but we'll see. I should try and maybe move it somehow, some way. I cleaned out in here, you can see, right? Looks much better, right? I will continue to work out in here, right? Continue. I'll rake up in here, organize it up in here, right? Just tidy up in here. I take all these pine needles and I put them into my compost. This compost, you can see it's full, completely full. So what I'll do by the end of the week is I'll level it off, straighten it up, and then I'm going to tarp it. Can you see? There's that beautiful dirt from the compost. So anyway, peace out.